Hello and welcome back to another coffee tasting video. I'm your host, Sterling Miller. If it's your first time here, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're alerted anytime we drop a new video, which is every Tuesday. This is a Nespresso-centric channel, so we deal with the Vertuo Line and with the original line and some of the machines unboxings. With that out of the way, as the patrons already know, but I will release to the rest of you, the site has actually launched. So I guess it's now time. They've tested it out, taken a look at it. I guess it's now time for you guys. So you can check it out at, where should I point here? www.nespressoreview.com. Do it after the video, check it out. There's not a ton there, but it's at least a start. There's some links to all of the videos and media. All of the coffee reviews are there. There's a patron section, the contest winners, just different things like that. So when you get a moment, head on over, take a look. If you'd like, drop a comment. There's a contact page there. Otherwise, you can comment back on this video. That would be great also. Over the last few weeks, there's been a few people that pointed out that there was a new pour-over coffee, and if I was going to do a review on it. I thought, I hadn't heard anything about it, so I went to Nespresso's site, and I want to show you something real quick on this. Pour-over is for the Vertuo Next machines only. Looks like it's a little deeper pod. Looks like there's a little carafe thing there with it. Kind of interesting, they show it there. I'm gonna go on just a small rant. I don't feel this is a good marketing direction for an Nespresso. To sell a Vertuo coffee that does not work in your Vertuo machines is a bad idea. To force people to buy a secondary machine or another machine just to be allowed to brew all of the Vertuo coffee, that to me is a misstep. You know, 2 years, 3 years from now, I might eat those words, but for now, I believe it's a misstep. Now, the original line and the Vertuo line makes sense. The original line was an espresso only line. It launched primarily in Europe. That's where their stronghold is. That makes sense why that is. The Vertuo line was a natural progression. It moved to, you could do espresso, you could do a cup of coffee. It was kind of open for more things. But to move to a machine and a coffee that's labeled the same as other coffees, but does not allow you to brew it in your machine, I think that's a misstep. Yeah, so there, off my soapbox. We went to the Nespresso store this weekend, and I don't know what was going on, but we were all stuck outside the store. You couldn't go in. It was getting better and better every week. And then this week it was like, what's going on? Couldn't get into the store, although they did have a lot more in stock, but you had to wait in about a good 20 to 30 minute line at the Scottsdale store. There was one person ringing up coffee and one person at the door. The person would take what you wanted along with your credit card, which was a little unnerving. They would disappear into the store with it. You would wait outside. They'd disappear into the back, come back out with your coffee, hand it to you along with your credit card back. It was a little odd. That's all I'll say. It was just it was like they didn't have staffing or something was wrong, but I don't know. It was an odd experience. So anyways, with that said, let's move on to the star attraction. It is a re-release, re-review. A re-review of a re-release. Whichever way you want to look at it. Nespresso's pumpkin spice. Oh, if you'll remember, I actually was nervous the first time to review this because I'm not a pumpkin fan. A bunch of you said you weren't pumpkin fans, but you also like this. So I'm kind of excited. You can't really tell that anything's changed. The packaging, to the best of my memory, looks pretty much the same. I'm just hoping that either they've made it exactly the same and we're gonna experience that same good coffee, or maybe they've improved it a little. As you know, I actually enjoyed the first release of Cafe de Cuba. It was prior to me ever doing coffee reviews. And then the second release the following year, I don't know what it was that they changed, but I didn't enjoy it as much. So let's take a look at what they're doing here. Treat your taste buds with Pumpkin Spice Cake by Nespresso. Cloves, cinnamon, cardamom, and sweet pumpkin flavors blend with Arabicas from Ethiopia, Central and South America to bring you a one-of-a-kind dessert-inspired coffee moment. We have a intensity of 5. It's a regular cup of coffee, 7.7 ounces. They also give us a recipe to try. I think we definitely want to do that. White chocolate pumpkin spice cake latte. Yeah, that sounds delicious. Let's take a look at the pods here. Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, I believe that's identical to last year's. Nice little orange, kind of different colored oranges there. Labeled on the bottom, pumpkin spice cake. Pumpkin spice cake for the Vertuo Line. Let's go brew a cup. Pumpkin spice cake for the Vertuo Line, round 1. Let's get this going here. This is done. Oh man, it smells like classic, like fall pumpkin pie. Like you come in for the holidays, you're gonna have a turkey dinner and somebody baked a pumpkin pie. That is exactly what that smells like. Well, let's go give it a taste. Right, we're gonna fold in just a little bit of the crema. Man, this just smells so good. It was just like one of those where you moving into the fall again. This is just gonna be, it's just a good smell. Hopefully it's gonna taste as good as it smells. All right, pumpkin spice. We're supposed to have cloves, cinnamon, cardamom, and sweet pumpkin flavors. Let's give it a taste. It's got a, the clove and the cinnamon really come through. So the first part of it is, this tastes slightly different than I remember. Not in a bad way though, not in a bad way, because the first part of it actually does have a little bit of the pumpkin flavor to it, which I'm not a huge pumpkin fan, but it is sweet. And so that sweet pumpkin flavor comes and goes really pretty quick, and then it's followed by a little bit of a bitter, and again, the cardamom, I don't know, but you're tasting that clove and cinnamon. That is a very, very dominant flavor, especially the clove flavor is definitely dominant. Yeah. There's like that, right? Just that initial, I think that's the best description, is you get the initial sweetness of the pumpkin, followed by the cinnamon, the clove taste there, and then kind of when you lick your lips, you almost get like that sweet pumpkin again. Kind of interesting. it's good. The coffee is good. It's a bit, for my liking, it's a bit, I'll say harsh. It's got just a little bit too much. I would normally use the word bitter, but I don't think it's actually bitter. I think it's something else in there that has a little bit of a acidic harshness to it. I think this one is definitely one that's going to benefit from doing it with milk and the other flavors, because it's got a little bit of a lingering harshness of that. I would almost associate it with acidity, a little bit of a bite afterwards, and it's got a little bit of a harsh flavor. Not chemical in any way, so I'm assuming they're using natural flavorings in this, like they're actually using cloves and cinnamon and that stuff, because I'm not picking up anything chemically like you did kind of with some of those odd fall flavors that they had last year, like the creme brulee and all that stuff that had a little bit of a weird chemical taste to them. This one, the smell is wonderful. Yeah, it's just a bit harsh, so I think this is gonna pair down well with the milk. They say a capsule of pumpkin spice, 2 tablespoons of white chocolate sauce, 2 to 3 ounces of milk, caramel sauce is optional. So I think what we'll do is we'll try that. Pumpkin spice cake round 2. Let's go brew another cup. All right, we have our white chocolate, Torani, however you say that. It says to put 2 tablespoons in. So let's get that all the way up, close as we can. There's 1. Oop. 2. And a little bit extra because some of it stayed in the tablespoon. All right, now we have 3 ounces of milk. So I'm going to put that in the frother. And I really don't want much for froth, so I'm just going to put it on its lowest setting just to get that going. Our milk is finished. So we're going to get this guy put in here. All right. Now it says to brew the capsule directly in. So that's what we're going to do. So cool. That is just so cool looking. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Kind of 6 if you count the middle brown floaty one that's just below. That is so cool looking. Smells wonderful. Let's go give this a taste. Man, I always hate doing this, but we got to get this blended together. Now that we've disturbed this thoroughly, let's give it its final decoration. Just a little drizzle of white chocolate sauce, keeping it the same. Pumpkin spice, 3 ounces of milk, 2 tablespoons of white chocolate. Let's give it a taste. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Ugh. Yeah, that is, you're still getting that cinnamon, you're getting the clove taste is really dominant. I'll say that the sweet pumpkin part has definitely taken a back seat, since it was just a little bit of sweet pumpkin. I believe the white chocolate, which is so dominant with its sugar taste, has kind of overpowered the sweet pumpkin, but Man, that is so good. It's just absolutely delicious, just the way it is. I honestly don't know what else to do with this one. That is so good, just the way it is. It has an outstanding flavor. The blend, their recipe here, I don't know how you improve upon it any. It really, honestly, seems to hit all of the marks. That's just so good. Sweet, clove, cinnamon, that white chocolate flavor balances it so good. The harshness is gone. It's so good. Just kind of think that says all I need to say. Let's look at what they're doing. Pumpkin spice cake, $1.40 a pod. If you go back to and you look at it as just a cup of coffee, I always put the most weight on kind of what is it intended for. They mention this recipe. As a black cup of coffee, it's got very good flavors. It's following through with what they're describing pretty decently. In fact, I don't remember last year that I was able to pick out the sweet pumpkin. This year I can. So I don't know if they maybe slightly tweaked the recipe or if my taste buds have just gotten better at discerning flavors out of coffee. The cardamom, I think that's probably what that little bit of bite is, but the cinnamon and clove definitely dominant. As a black coffee, it's a bit too harsh for me, but good. If somebody gave it to me, I'd be like, this is very nice, a bit harsh. With the 3 ounces of milk, white chocolate sauce, and this, forget about it. If you gave that to guests, it's over. They are going to enjoy it as much as I just enjoyed it. I believe that is the first time on this channel I've killed the entire cup of coffee. And yeah, it was very enjoyable. This one, we're going to give pumpkin spice cake for the Vertuo Line a purchase, and I wish I had like an animation. 5 out of 5 pods. This one is a definite purchase. Pick it up for the holidays. It smells absolutely wonderful when it's brewing. It tastes wonderful. You'll have everything you need. Just pick up the white chocolate. 3 ounces of milk is what I used in it. They said 2 to 3. I think 3 was spot on. The white chocolate just added to it. I honestly don't know how you improve upon that. I think that's where we call it. 5 out of 5 pods. It's a purchase. That'll bring us to the close of another video. I thank you so much for your time. If there's anything you would like to see reviewed, providing it's with the Vertuo Line or the original line, just drop that down in the comments. I'll do my level best to get it out to you. Make sure you check out the website. It's nespressoreview.com. Let me know what you think. Drop that down in the comments. It's just a basic site right now, but it's a start to get us moving. And if you would like to become a supporter, a patron of this channel, join us over at patreon.com/IPON70. It's the same as the channel, and you can support the channel directly that way. You also gain access to the list, the coffee review lists on the patron side. Also tells you how best it was made. And then also you get to vote on upcoming content for the site. It's a small little perk, but it's my way of saying thank you for supporting it. And to all of my YouTube channel, thank you guys so much. Your comments have been awesome over the last week, and I just enjoy each and every one of you. And until next Tuesday, have a great rest of your day.